Yup, so what's going on, guys? It's back here again, and we are indeed doing the Until Dawn review. I said this in the last episode of my Until Dawn playthrough, that once I finish the game on my channel, I will review it. Now, this is the first one I've ever done, so cut me a little bit of slack. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Um, so let's just jump right into the review, shall we? Right, so when we pick up with Until Dawn, and it brings us to this cabin in the woods style lodge, where with a group of high school friends who don't really seem like high schoolers, let's be honest. But they're all friends. They've come into this lodge. There's a group of them, uh, and then a group of the kids decide to pull a prank on another one who has a crush on the jock of the group, let's say, because the game, the characters, they sort of take stereotypes, and you can sort of tell which one's which. And this prank leads this girl to run off into the woods. Her sister then chases her. Something tragic happens, and the two sisters then go missing. The brother then invites the whole group back up to the lodge to sort of find some closure in what's happened. Get over it, move on. He wants to hang out with the group. He wants to get to spend some time with everyone, and really, I'd sort of understand what's happened and let it go, get the past out of the way, and move on with the future. However, pretty much the second you start playing, literally the first second you start playing, you sort of get the feeling that something isn't right with this place. It feels just unusual. You always feel uncomfortable. You feel like someone's watching you, whatever you're doing. You just don't feel like it's just you on this mountain. And for the rest of the game, you will soon learn that it isn't just you on this mountain. There are quite a few other things on this mountain. So for the rest of the game, you'll be playing as all of the characters, pretty much, bearing a couple ones. You'll be looking for clues, totems, and general hints. The totems give you hints as to what could happen. There's a few categories of them, and they could predict whether you die, there's danger in the area, and they guide you around. And then you find things called clues, which give you a little bit of backstory to the mountain, to the mystery man he's called, and the twins. So on to the review, I suppose. I shall get into this. We'll delve into the goods of the game and then the bads. It's actually been about 1 month since I've actually completed the game, so this is going to be a bit awkward, and I'm going to have to try and freehead some of this stuff. But I can remember this game. This game is very, very good at, you can remember what happened and what's going on. So, I told you what the story is, and onto the actual gameplay, I suppose. It's a good game. I want to point that out straight away. It's a fucking good game. I enjoyed it, and I'm someone that doesn't really play horror games. It's actually the first horror game I've properly played. I played Outlast for like 15 minutes around a friend's house, and that was really it. I don't think I've ever played a proper horror game. So, jumping into this, I was a little bit sort of worried and a little bit sort of skeptical because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I'm very fucking glad I did decide to give this a go. It's a good game. There's not really much gameplay wise to do. You sort of spend more time in sort of like cutscene style, like dialogue, and the gameplay is just you walking about until you get some like quick time event where you have to either press one of the 4 buttons, or when you're playing as Chris, there's a scene where you have a shotgun and you need to shoot the monster as it jumps at you. But other than that, there wasn't really much gameplay, I suppose. So maybe that's what it lacked. But it was good. It was really good. For a game that doesn't have much game, there's just a fucking good game. There's not really much I can say about it, to be honest. It's sort of a game that's sort of, you just need to play it for yourself. The totem system is good. I'm just seeing that now because there's a totem in the background. It's a good idea. I like that. There's a clue system as well that gives you sort of hints as to what's going on in the history of the mountain and stuff, because there's different clue sets. There's like the mystery man. I remember that. There's the twins, which are the two that run off and go missing, and then there's the miners, or 1952 or something like that. Because like the whole history to this mountain is that there's a group of miners go here to mine something, I don't know. They get stuck. They're stuck down there with no food, and they turn cannibal on each other, and then this spirit gets released into the air, and that then starts this whole curse of this mountain. And then I won't go too far into spoilers because obviously you need to play it for yourself. But yeah, to get into this game, there's a lot of fucking lore in the game. You know, you'll be spending time in these clues, you'll be reading. I'd recommend once you've completed it that you go onto YouTube and look for like lore videos and fact videos and stuff like that, because they're good. And to be honest, this game has a lot of fucking lore. I was impressed and surprised to how much lore this game actually has. It's good. They could make loads of different games about it. I'm surprised there isn't. I really want a sequel. I really, really want a sequel. Because it was good, and I'm not sure how they would do it. I'm really not sure how they do it. But there should be a sequel. I hope there's a sequel soon. That would be interesting, to say the least. Another really, really strong point about this game is this guy on the screen. He's called the Analyst or whatever. And throughout the game, there are like sort of 3 to 4 minute sort of interjections, I'll call them, because I don't know what that word means, but it sounds fancy, and I believe it's got something to do with... Fuck it! He's in the game a little bit, and he's fucking good, and I wish they'd have done a little bit more with this guy, because he's sort of... You're at the start of the game, and he's asking you questions like, are you scared of wolves, or fucking crows, or guts, or wolves, or zombies, or something like that. And I don't know if it actually is a thing or not, but you get asked like 10 sets of 2 questions, and whether they change the game or not, I don't know. In my playthrough, I answered honestly, and I, told him everything I was scared of. However, I don't know if what I said would have changed if I'd have said the other, if that makes any sense. So, like, he'll ask you, scarecrow or zombie. Whether, if I'd have said, whatever one I said, if I'd have said the opposite, I don't know whether that actually would have changed the game. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't looked that up. But he's like, he had a really creepy aura around him, yet you kind of like him. He seems really scary or creepy, and you just like he smiles at you all the time, and it's just like it feels like a really forced sort of, yeah, one of them smiles. One of them smiles. One of them smiles. Just yeah, bit weird. But I like him, and I wish I'd done a little bit more with him, because he was cool. And the actor that plays him is pretty cool. He's been in a few films. On to the bads, I suppose. We'll get into these. I'm going to throw up a clip really quickly, because this is sort of the only thing that stands out to me as bullshit in this game. And this really fucked me off. Is bullshit. I'll just run the clip and then I'll give my opinions about it, and then we'll get on to the actual, the bad parts. Not moving. Not moving. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck off. Whatever, game. This guy's been fighting them off for years, and he just dies like that. Fuck off. So that's the only one scene at the second I'm thinking about that's, it makes no sense. That guy has been up on this mountain for like 60 years or something. I can't remember the exact year. It's written down in one of the clues somewhere. He's been up here. His family have been on this mountain fucking capturing these creatures and fucking capturing them and locking them up so they don't eat anyone. And then he dies in the most ridiculous way going. He stood there in the open and just dies like that. Like, fuck off. It wouldn't happen. It would not happen. It just... No, that should not have been in the game. Full stop. That bit pissed me off completely. Another thing that's off the top of my head that I can remember about the playthrough is that when you're moving about, especially with a controller, because I'm playing with a controller, because fuck PC, uh, you'll be like walking down the stairs, the camera angle will change to the other side of like the area, and then your character will turn around and walk the other way. So you have to sort of, if you're coming down some stairs, you have to push it down, then the camera will turn behind you, and you've got to quickly push the thumbstick up instead. And it doesn't work sometimes, because when you're like, you know, you're in the heat of things, you can hear these creatures crawling about around you. You're trying to come, you're not thinking about, oh, I need to turn my fucking thumbstick because you're trying to walk down the stairs. But the character's like, nope, no, we don't need this shit. I'm just gonna do a fucking 180 for no reason. It was fuck movement, I suppose, and that was no, didn't make any sense. Another thing was the characters a little bit. I enjoyed the characters. They were all sort of, they're all rememberable. They were all, you know, you remember them. But they're supposed to be from like high school, or I don't know what it is in America. They're supposed to be from school or college or something, and they do not look like they're from college. Are you trying to tell me Michael looks like he's from college? No. No. They just don't feel like high school kids, and I don't know. I didn't feel involved in the whole. Like, these guys are supposed to be friends, yet the second you show up to this lodge, Emily and who is it? Is it Ashley? No, not Ashley. Emily and Jessica. They're already trying to fucking claw each other's throats out. Like, you're supposed to be friends. You're coming up here to sort of get closure on the fact that your other two best friends in your group have died, and yet you are all fucking bitchy about this guy. Like, shut the fuck up. You're not up here to fuck. You're up here to get over what's happened, move on, and stay friends. You know, the big brother, even though he's a fucking lunatic, and you learn that, you know, pretty far into the game, you learn that he's a bit of a fucking nutter. You know, he's up here, he's trying to get everyone together, and yet they all split up all the time. He's like, oh, you two go to that lodge over there so you can, you know, bump and grind and fucking get on. Oh, I left my bag at the train car. Oh no, we'll have to go back for that. Alright. So there's two others that have gone. So there's like 4 people left in the lodge. Oh, I'm gonna go take a bath. What? You didn't come up here for that. Have one before you come up. Not now. They didn't make any sense. I don't know if the writers were like, yeah, fuck it, that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. It's good enough. Like, the main character at the end, Sam, she's the hero of the game, we'll say. Because towards the end of the game, that's who you play as, and that's who sort of wins the day, kills all the monsters. There's a spoiler there, but you were warned at the start of the video. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, you play her at the start of the game. She's the first character you play other than not Jess, one of the sisters, when you run off. When you actually come back up to the lodge, she's the first character you play. And then you get to this lodge, she's like, alright, I'm done. I'm going to go take a bath. So, you know, you're off. Off she goes. And then you don't see her again until... I was going to say again. Fuck, I'm shit at this. Yeah, you don't see her again until, like, I'd say 3/4 of the way through the game. Then you see her again. And then you start playing as her. And then it swaps. And then you play her again at the end. I don't know, that just wound me up. But other than that, fucking great game. So, that is it. That is my opinion. Although it has a lot of goods, there are a few little bads in there. That didn't make any sense grammar-wise, but fuck it. It's my channel, and you know me. Anything works. But yeah, good game. Fucking great game, actually. And coming into this, I think I was a little bit sort of not naive, but I'm not a horror gamer. I don't play horror games realistically. You know, this game was full of jump scares, which is something I should have said earlier, but oh well. It's full of jump scares. Some of them got me. Some of them were just like, come on, you gotta do a bit better than that. A little bit better than that. Can't really think. Yeah, there was some that get you. Some jump scares are like, oh shit, that was a good one, and then other ones are like, eh. So when you get sort of 3/4 of the way through the game, you expect it now. You're like, go on in, turn the corner, go on, jump scare me. But it's a good game, and if you haven't played it, I definitely recommend you pick it up and try it. Not that it matters because you're watching the review and I've spoiled it half of. But if you haven't, you've watched this review, you're like, yeah, even though there was a spoiler warning at the start of the game or the video, you were warned, but you watched anyway. It's good. Pick it up. I hope they do a second one. I really do. If I have to give this a out of 10, that death drops it down to a 9. The movement system drops it down to an 8.5. And the characters fighting and sort of the dodgy, I'm going to go take a bath thing, puts it down to 8. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It was fucking good. And this was the first review I've ever done on the channel, so cut me a little bit of slack. I think I've done alright. I haven't watched reviews on this game. I haven't watched any videos on the game. I will come into this completely blind. And I think that was good because, yeah, I wasn't going to Google, like... I'm sure there are videos. Oh, I've got YouTube up now. Let's have a look. If there's a way, like... Oh, here we go. Until Dawn. All characters. How to save all characters. See? I didn't want to come into this game knowing how to save everyone. Yeah, I wanted to save everyone. And I failed. I think I killed Josh. Although you... It's only Josh. So fuck it. 8 out of 10. Give it a try if you haven't. Good game. Thanks for watching. First review ever done. Cut me a little bit of slack in the comments if you're going to hate on me. I sort of free-headed a lot of this stuff because it's been a while since I've actually played it. But if you did enjoy, leave a like button. Leave a like button. Leave me a like button if you enjoyed. Hit subscribe if you're new. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!